Good morning, it's Tom Bentley here from the TB Yacht Broker YouTube channel. I'm down in Swanwick today along with my colleague James from Sunseeker Southampton, or the Virtual Yacht Broker as you may know him. And the reason we're here today is because, and I'm really bloody excited about this thing, we get to take out a brand new Brabus Shadow 900 XC. And look at this thing. It's just, if you're a fan of boats on steroids, this thing is just going to make you absolutely smile, and I cannot wait to take it out on the water. I'm just going to do a quick walk past of the hull while we're walking down the side here. So this is obviously based on the Axopar 37 cross cabin, but as you can see, we're actually quite a long way away from that base boat now. There's a lot of items that we're going to go through, and obviously I will be doing a proper walkthrough of the boat soon. But there's some great features on this boat, including the gull wing doors that we have up here, the fixed sun pad option, the electric windlass in the bow at the top there, the roof racks, this big pull-off roof, the aft cabin option we have here at the back. But really, this is the business end of the boat here. Twin 450 V8 race engines. We'll be looking at getting well over 50 knots hopefully out on the water. We're hoping that the sea is going to be nice, calm sea state while we're out on the water this morning. And I'll just walk around the other side of the hull here for you and walk over to that other pontoon to get a great side-on shot. You can tell in my voice I'm so excited about taking this thing out on the water. This thing is going to absolutely fly, and it just has a presence about it. I mean, it's a 37-foot boat, but that thing is going to turn heads every single which way you go, even up against a kind of 50-meter Heeson or something along those lines. This thing is going to get looks and admiration. So we're really excited to get out on the water, and we will be doing lots of videos all the way throughout the day, and then a full walkthrough of the boat when we get to the other end. So sit tight. Now we get to hear these bad boys starting up. James is just turning the sport exhaust turned on, as he's just said. So we're just coming off the dock here, and what I wanted to show you was the JPO joystick drive system. So as you can see, James is actually using the joystick here on the side of the boat, and that's allowing us to, very much like an IPS, drive straight off the side. And you've just seen there how those engines are pivoting on their points using that joystick. And what a fantastically well thought out system for a twin engine boat. So all of this driving here now has been done off of that JPO joystick. And as you can see, it's really allowed us to come off the marina in a really easy, sensible fashion. So here you can see us travelling down the Hamble River just as we've come off the berth in Swanwick. The roof was open for the next bit, so the windage across the microphone was quite loud, so I've removed the audio for the running shots. So sit back, enjoy, and keep an eye out for the bits where I flash the speed up on the screen and how level and flat the boat sits when we're going at full power. So we're currently just off the Needles, you can just see them in the background, and our skipper James is just going to demonstrate the JPO joystick here. I'll just zoom in on his hand. Really clever, cool bit of kit. As you can see, the red LED lights just there are showing that it's active while he's using it, and then if he lets go and it drops into the middle, you can see the LED lights go to green. So really functionally, really cleverly thought out. But while James is doing that, I'm just going to show you what the engines are up to. So if James starts using the joystick, you can see the pivoting action of those engines in the back. Really wonderful action there at the back, really cleverly thought out. The technology behind these things must be absolutely incredible. It's really helping keeping the boat stern into the wind, while James has just launched his drone for some more running shots. So as you can probably tell from the massive great big grin on my face, this thing yesterday was absolutely awesome. To give you the figures straight away, we managed to get her up to 60.5 knots in a decent sea as well, and a bit of tide running against us as well. So on a mill pond day, I think we're going to see closer to kind of 63s on this thing. We were absolutely blown away by the mid-range of these 450 race engines, V8 supercharged, and we had the levers on a single stick option, which we'll have a look at in just a second. But we were absolutely blown away that as soon as the boat was up on the plane, you could really punch through the mid-range, and there was no bogging down here at the back at all. The level of the boat all the way up through the mid-range up to the top speed that we managed yesterday was unbelievable. The boat was dead flat, and of course that comes from using the auto trim system that's on board, and also obviously if you're used to driving high performance outboard boats, obviously you can trim it yourself. But it was absolutely phenomenal. We were completely blown away, and all of us kind of stepped off the boat yesterday with great big grins on our faces, and you can see why, right? I mean, we had a quick look at it yesterday, but this thing is just phenomenally looking, phenomenal performance. But the key takeaway that I took away from yesterday was that I'm not used to necessarily driving high performance outboard engine boats, but I felt at 60 knots completely safe. And that's the great thing about this boat. The way they've designed it, the way they've built it, is that even a complete novice could come in and drive this thing and be completely safe and completely usability, but still come away with that surge of adrenaline in them. So as promised from my video yesterday, we're going to do a full video walkthrough of the boat. So I'm just walking down the side of the boat here. The colour that that Brabus specify this is as a graphite grey colour. So although it looks quite dark in some of the pictures, there is this kind of silvery greyness to it, and that reflects really well against those smoked windows. The glazing you'll see on the inside when we get there is absolutely phenomenal. It makes the visibility of the boat incredible. So driving it is a fantastic kind of visual experience. So walking from the bow down, as I said in my video yesterday, we've got the electronic windlass up on the front here, which has got remote controls and also controls up on the bow. We have the fixed sunpad cushion, which is up here, and then obviously up underneath there is the anchor locker for storage of fenders and lines and various bits. It's been spec'd with the fixed sunpad option. So up underneath this piece here is a massive, great big storage unit, which has currently got a life raft in it for the guys taking it out today. And then you've got this lovely backrest as part of that as well. Spec'd with the gull wing doors. So these will open up, and we'll have a look at that again once we jump inside the boat. And an amazing piece of glazing over the top of this, kind of smoked glazing over the top of this piece here. Obviously all of the rails, bumpers, side rails, even down to the fuel filler cap, as you can see, has all been kind of either brushed black or grey, really just giving that kind of beautiful stealth look. Fender covers all in Brabus branding as well. The branding is very key, integral part of this boat. If I just slide the side door out the way, you can just see that Brabus logo just sitting there nice and proud on the side of the cross cabin. Up on the cross cabin roof here, we obviously have the radar chair, which is a fold down. It just takes out 4 17mm bolts, and you can fold that chair completely off. You've got the Marine Co searchlight at the top, and then obviously the radar there as well, with the roof rack option here as well. So when you come to kind of specifying this boat, there's everything on it. It's more of a case of taking off bits that maybe you don't feel you need rather than adding them on. It comes completely specified. Here at the stern, we've got the water ski hoop over those twin Brabus 450 race engines, and 2 aft lockers here at the back, which we're going to jump on and have a look. And as you may have seen as I've been walking around, a complete S-Tech flooring all the way throughout the boat, with some lovely detailing around here as well, and some lovely logo pieces as we go. So jumping on board, and just before I do, I just want to draw your attention to these little LED lights here at the back. So when the boat is started up, you would have seen it, or you will see it as part of my video when I showed the engine starting up. These start to flash yellow in a circular motion as the engines start up, and then once the engines have kicked in and started, they then go onto a constant yellow. So there's lots of little details like this which make this extra special. So stepping on board, one key element I want to show you here, again a lovely piece of styling, there's these carbon fibre locker outer pieces. That Brabus logo again shining all the way through that, so when that sun hits that carbon fibre, absolutely lovely. And you've got these little blue LED side deck lights which run all the way up that side deck there. Nice big storage locker over here on the left hand side, and as you'll notice, a diesel filler cap just there, and that is for the Webasto heating system that's on board. Little fender and line ties just in here as well, and that's the same up on the other side. Now on this other side you'll notice 2 pieces, the kind of black and grey anodized flagpole here at the back, and also these sockets here. And the reason that that socket is there's also one on the other side, is to create a canopy that sits on here and comes over the top of this sun pad area just here. So there is a canopy on board that's spec'd, which is a kind of mesh canopy that comes over and gives you some sunshade option here. A really lovely big wide sun pad over the aft cabin option just here, and actually underneath this piece here, as you might just be able to see, is the glass that lifts up and open for that aft cabin, so you can get some lovely fresh air coming into that cabin area just there as well. Coming around to the starboard hand side of the boat, and as with 37 Axopar cross cabins, I've talked about it on videos before, but there's a lovely rain gutter just here, but it's a great handhold as you're walking around the boat. That follows all the way around as well. The depth of these gunnels as well makes me feel very, very safe, and that's really important on a boat of this spec and this speed. Looking up onto that roof, where the roof bars are, you've got a lovely black sunroof which will open up in just a second. There is a red winter cover that goes over the top of this, which matches in with those bow seats and also with that stern seating group as well. So there's lots of kind of continuity throughout the boat. As with most Axopar 37s, the newer models, you do have a small step just here and also a step up onto the side gunnel there to help you onto the pontoon or up onto that roof. But actually on this one, on the Brabus Shadow 900, we've actually got another step just here as well, a bit further forward. Coming up onto the bow area while we're here, as we've seen my side deck walk through, nice big comfy seating group here and a big storage locker up underneath here. Speakers that will connect to this system with some decent subwoofers on the inside as well, which we'll go and have a look at in a sec. And I'm just opening up the bow locker here. So we've got electric windlass, shore power inlet, all the breakers are up the top here, freshwater inlet system as well for the boat, and then obviously the anchor locker just up on the bow area just there. Looking back down the boat, and God, she looks mean, doesn't she? Absolutely stunning visuals. Let's have a look at the cabin. So obviously, as I've already mentioned on this video, the styling is absolutely paramount in this boat. It's got to be, you've got to look at it and go, that is a Brabus option, even if without the Brabus logos all the way through. So you've got this lovely styling on the leather seats, you've got these small little plates, the Brabus in red and the little lines going through the seats. It's very, very gorgeous is probably a great word of describing it. We'll have a look at the helm in just one second, but coming in and a quick look around the stern area. As you can see, the glazing on this thing is just phenomenal. It really opens up, lets a lot of natural light into the cabin area, which again, for the kind of key thing for a boat like this is wanting to feel the wind almost through your hair. And some may argue that with the cabin version that might not be possible, but by opening this roof here and also having the doors open as well, you'll get that punch and you'll get that feel of a top sports boat. Now, one thing that threw us off actually a little bit yesterday when we were driving this was we couldn't quite figure out why this aft cabin felt a lot bigger than a normal kind of Axopar 37 cross cabin. It felt a lot wider and a lot of depth. And we then eventually figured out that actually the backrests around here that you can see are actually a bit thinner. And it gives a great, it's not by much, and it's really comfortable to sit on this aft seating group, but actually it gives this expanse of space, which is great. It really feels like you could put quite a few people in here comfortably and not kind of be crawling over the top of each other. So that's the aft seating group, and again you've got this lovely piece of styling at the top here, lights in behind, comfort lights just in behind here, and obviously speakers mounted up into the ceiling, all flush mounted, which is beautiful. Sitting at the back of the boat here, and again you can see that level of glazing, that absolute kind of waterfall of light coming in through. Nice big table we have just here, so plenty of room for you to be able to sit around. The two seats up here also swivel round as well, so you can, everyone can face into that central area. I've got Vertifrigo fridge down here. Lovely kind of door pocket cards as well, with all of this great styling. And now let's get to this beautiful, beautiful Helm area. The first thing that struck me as I walked on board was the 4 screens. I mean, what a fantastic use of this space here. And again, when you are driving something like this, it's key to be able to keep an eye on engine temps. Fuel usage is obviously quite a key one, as well as your nav and your kind of your speed over ground, etc. So actually having these additional screens built up into here makes life so much easier. And I just think it looks and feels like a race car, like a sports car. Again, you've got this lovely carbon fibre dash piece here with these lovely stainless steel buttons, press buttons all the way through. And like every Brabus piece of machinery, the boat has been signed off by its builder just here as well, and that's inlaid into that carbon fibre. Absolutely beautiful. The multifunctional steering wheel is a piece of art. You've got bow thruster controls just here and here, trim options here as well. You've also got all of your music options here as well, and obviously that sticks in the middle of the steering wheel. Coming over to the throttle levers, I mentioned earlier that we were just operating off of a one lever only. Obviously you've got throttle only options, you've also got docking options, which spins the throttles a bit slower, so it makes it easier to dock. But to be perfectly honest, you don't need that, because as I showed in my videos of yesterday, you've got this, the JPO joystick, and we were absolutely blown away by this thing yesterday. It is a fantastic piece of kit, and considering you're working off of a bow thruster and 2 outboards, 2 pretty charged outboards, this thing was precise, it was accurate, there was no lag in the drive of it. The skippers that we had on board, and us as well yesterday, we basically drove the whole boat off of this thing when we were close manoeuvring. We didn't bother with anything else. As I said yesterday, you've got some lovely LED lights that go around it, and you do have the skyhook option on there as well. And I don't know if you can see it, but to give you an idea, that area just there in front of this sunseeker, in front of that sunseeker, we backed the boat in through that tiny little gap yesterday without any issue whatsoever. Really fantastic piece of kit. I'd absolutely implore anyone to have one on something like this. A USB waterproof charger just at the top here. Cup holder. Now let's go and have a look downstairs. Nice little Brabus logo just in there. So it's a push button just there. This lifts, and we get the entrance into the forward cabin. Now a lovely little Brabus lit step as you come in, and now we have this forward cabin. So spec'd with the toilet compartment, so you've got a sink with a backlit mirror just here, and then you've got the toilet compartment which sits here. So that door closes, that off to the main cabin, and you have the toilet compartment just here. And again, that can close off that way, like so. So it's the best option for the toilet on all of the Axopar 37s, including obviously the Brabus. I mentioned the Webasto heating system earlier, and then you have the upgraded screen for all of your lighting components, which go down into this forward cabin. So coming into the forward cabin, so again we've got lots of beautiful bits of styling in terms of the seats and the pillows. Some lovely carpet and leather inlays down the bottom here, and of course those lovely gull wing doors, and then all the way up to a really comfortable pocket sprung mattresses up on the bow just there. Coming out of the gull wing door, just got this little push button here. And if I do both of these, again we get this cascade of natural light coming through the into the forward cabin. You've got these wonderful little steps just here, so these can fold up just there to reveal the rest of the bed, but put those down and I can use that as a step to come back out onto that foredeck. And let's get a shot of what she looks like with the gull-wing doors up. Fabulous. Coming back in to that main cabin area, and I'm now going to show you the aft cab. So by folding away this folding away this table, the entrance to the aft cabin is just up underneath this seat, just here. A nice little fold over piece just here, again revealing a nice big Brabus logo, but that gives you a footrest for while you're sitting on that middle seat. What I'll do is I'm just going to put the camera down here just so I can bring that seat up. So a nice easy fold up system, and then that brings you into this aft cabin. Some nice big windows on the left and right hand side, and again nice airy open room, and as I've already mentioned, you've got the hatches just above you there that you can open up as well. So plenty of space, plenty of sleeping area. And then that folds back down just like that. So that is the Brabus Shadow 900 limited edition, one of 37. This is the only one in the UK at the minute, and this thing is going to turn heads wherever you go. You can contact me for more details on this boat on 07931 418 367, or you can email me directly at tom.bentley@the axopar london group.com.